right, welcome back everybody. Well, this week we're going to go back to early 90s off the Black Crowes' second album. This is Remedy by the Black Crowes. Just a great example of signature song from that band, and my goodness, what a great record that whole thing is front to back. Anyway, we're going to tackle Remedy, and I'm going to take you through the rhythm guitar pieces. There's sort of two rhythm guitars that go through it, and then I'll take you through the lead guitar solo on that too. So if this is the kind of thing that you like and you haven't done so yet, please jump down, click subscribe, ring the bell. The bell will tell you when I drop new content. I do that every single week. All my videos have chapters in them, so you can go right to the part of the lesson that you want to see and bypass what you don't. And if you're looking for ways to support the channel, I appreciate that. There's thanks, just like throwing a tip in the tip jar, or even better, you can join my Patreon page where I've got chord charts and tabs for all the lessons I do on YouTube, just like this one. And if you're wondering what the correct mathematical equation is that will compute the correct number of guitars you should own at any time, there's a t-shirt for that right here. All the links are in the description below. Check it out. Okay, so Remedy. So as you probably know, signature sound from that band. You've got Rich Robinson on guitar. Chris is the singer. Rich is known for a lot of open tunings, alternate tunings and stuff that he does. This one is in open G. And he's got it capoed on the 3rd fret on this one. So if you don't know what open G tuning is, there's this awesome thing out there called the internet, which you are looking at me on right now, and you can look up what the open G tuning is. But you tune your guitar to open G, and then you put a capo on the 3rd fret. Okay, so it's gonna sort of lock in at that makes it a B flat. Now it's an open B flat chord, I guess. So I'm going to take you through his rhythm guitar parts first, then the second rhythm guitar, and then we'll do the lead. So in terms of tone, you just want to get, all of that's in my signal chain. My signal chain details are below, but I'm going to be running through my Marshall Studio Vintage JTM 4520 water there. I'm just boosting it a little bit with an EP boost here. So it's got a sound something like that. I'm on my bridge pickup here. Okay, so this opening riff lands you first in C, and then it's going to repeat again and slide down 2 frets, and then it's going to land you in B flat. So I'm going to start here on the 10th fret. My root note is on the 5th string on these chords. So I'm going to go 10, 9, and then 2. Or sorry, 10, 9, and then 5, which is 2 up from the capo. I'll just call it from the actual frets, right? All right, that's the first one. And I'll show you the little embellishments in just a minute. The second one, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to move it all down 2 frets. Right, so that's what the bounce back and forth there. Whoops. First one. So that's what we're going back and forth. But the little noodles and things that Rich throws in there are very reminiscent of Keith Richards, and we're going to hear a lot of this kind of stuff. You know? You're just holding that down, and you can either bend it up on your 3rd string, and you don't have to bend it all the way up. You don't have to be happy with it. It's just, or you can walk it down. But that's the thing that's sort of complementing it, right? And then slide it down 2 frets. Just kind of play around with it. You don't have to do it the same way every time. I'm just going, those are all available to you. And of course the Keith Richard is always available to you. Or the half Keith, or the other half Keith. And this last one, he does a double stop rock thing. But now we've tuned this string down 2 frets. So to make that sound right for a, you have to put your pinky now on the, you know, what is that, the 7th, 8th fret now, right? To get that to work. And these 3 strings, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, are all the same. So what you're used to playing on the standard tuning, you just keep doing on when you're on those strings. And then we're into the groove. Right? Just doing all the available things there, like your lower half Keith, your upper half Keith, your full Keith, or no Keith. Or you can do your little bends. And then down 2 frets to your open. Kind of the same thing. The main thing that he's doing on these rhythms is he's doing the Keith thing, but he sort of stresses the low on the first one, and then he does the, then you sort of hear on the second one that he does. So it's, whoops. You know, just play around with it. Right? That's what happens a lot. It's this, and then, so, but he could be doing it every time. It's just where his pick is hitting the string. And into our pre-chorus again. So notice here, it's the reverse order. It starts on the B flat, ending on the B flat, and then second time now is up with the C. Again. Right? Then we go into the chorus, and the chorus changes again. So we're going to start with an open. The chords are a B flat, and then an E flat, and then with your Keith sus. And then we're going to jump right over here because our fingers are right here. We're going to jump right here, and we're just going to play the 2 6th and 5th strings, right? And then catch our straight across F here. So those are the chords. And then with your little embellishments. That little thing. That's just 2 frets down. Back to your motif. And your groove. Just creates such an awesome bed for the groove. So that's it, and it repeats again. And the chorus going into the solo is the next sort of part. It's the same chorus 4 times. The fourth time. Guitar solo starting in B flat. It's all the same thing he's doing. So it's that B flat to C movement. Just like he was doing in the verses of the pre-chorus. Pre-chorus, I guess it is. And I think that's it. Then there's the breakdown after the solo, and Rich plays this little. That's him doing that part. It's all right on the. Just pretend you're in standard tuning on this one, and you just sort of play strings 2, 3, and 4, 4, 3, and 2, and you're just like it's a bar chord, like it's a B flat bar chord, and you're just doing a minor pentatonic double stop. That's all that's happening. And then he's sort of just poking around and jamming. So that's all the Rich Robinson rhythm guitar greatness. Now let's talk about the second guitar that's going to play rhythm, and then I'll talk about the lead guitar. All right, so now the second rhythm guitar, don't know what guitar they were playing. I'm going to go with an SG because it sort of gets the sound to my ear. And standard tuning. And this is the great, just like the Stones taught us, you mix a standard tune guitar with an open tune guitar, open G guitar, and it just gets some great sort of tones and overtones going on. And that's what the Black Crowes are doing in this song here too. So it's mostly bar chords from what I can tell. And it's hard to tell which sort of version of a bar chord he's doing, but where I find it easy to do it here is on your intro. As you jump over and you do your mini bar chord here on the on your F, and then so 8, 7, and then you jump over to your 8th fret here for your big C chord, right? And then just repeat the same shape when you're doing 2 frets down. Right? But what the difference that's happening here is, since this is sort of the other rhythm guitar, they need to be doing something that's a little bit different. And so again, so that's one thing that's different is this fretting of the chord. And then all this guitar is doing, and I'm playing it more busy than he did, but the only sort of modification is he'll flatten out that little on your major third or down here. He's not going all the way across. He's not doing that. It's just catching your third string. Right. So on those parts, it's something like. Just play around with it. The interplay between that guitar and Rich Robinson's guitar is fabulous, as you know. And then when it lands into the groove, the verse groove, it's very minimalist. So and up here in the C, I think he's just playing around with those on the 6th and 5th string. So that's what that guitar is doing on the groove. And notice he's not doing during that part because Robinson's guitar is doing those suspended keefy things. So again, want to keep some separation. They're doing some different things. So then, the riffs are the same on your pre-chorus. And the chords on the chorus now are straight across B flat, C sharp, G sharp, and E flat. I think this one doesn't, I think this one is not doing that. I think that's the Robinson guitar, but. So that's the minimalist part that's happening here. And notice when you listen to it on the record, this one is panned to one side and Rich Robinson's guitar is panned fully on the other side. It gives you that balance between the two. But you can hear the clarity of what one is doing versus the other. But yeah, this guitar is playing a little bit less, I would say. Right. So this guitar solo is going to start with this big sting. You sting that E flat, pull it down, and he goes right into the Rock God minor pentatonic double stop thing. He pulls it down. So slowly it's that bend. And the first time, he's going to do this 4 times. The first time he pulls it back that way. And then the rest of them are. So the 4 of them. Right? Just get into it. And then that next part, he pulls it down. Next one, he slides right up into C minor pentatonic now. And then he does this great rake thing, as far as I can tell. So I think he's muting the bottom 4 strings here, strings 4 through 6, or 3 through 6. And he's just playing with strings 1 and 2, and he's taking his pick on the first string, and he's just working backwards with it. So it's on the after he does this bend, and then see that. So notice I'm just raking it back and I'm muting the rest of these strings here. You can wiggle some and not wiggle others. And he closes that off with this third one. It starts that's all just, right? That's all just your great hammer on and minor pentatonic greatness back down in B flat. By the way, all these are tabbed out for my Patreon members to get this sort of note for note. And then this last one, we're coming in and we're going to slide right into this, right here on the B string on 11, and we're going to bend it all the way up to the C note. So here's our C minor pentatonic, and we're just bending up the root to the root there. Landing on our 4th string root note. And then we're going to get out of this by doing our that was your extended pentatonic, right? I'm going to come up here to 15. So all of that's on the 1st and 2nd string, that last run there. All right. And you put it all together and it sounds like this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed that. That was Remedy by the Black Crowes, and I hope you learned something new today. So if this is the kind of thing that you like and you haven't done so yet, please jump down, click subscribe, ring the bell. The bell will tell you when I drop new content, which is every single week. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this, and if there's another song you want me to take on, let me know what that is too. And until next week, take care, everybody.